Hi guys, welcome to Simply Scuba. Here we have the Tovatec 3500S. So this is a primary torch. It's got plenty of power inside of it. It's a decent size. I'm going to do a bit of an unboxing so you can see exactly what you get. But luckily for me, all the information is written on this sleeve, so I'm going to shamelessly read it out. So the light output is 3500 lumens, so 3,500 lumens. So that's plenty. That's much more powerful than my primary torch. It's a little excessive in kind of clear blue waters, but if you're diving somewhere murky, then yeah, it can be the difference to be able to see through it. But I'm sure that you will be able to dial that down as well. Beam angle of 13 degrees, so the S in the name stands for spotlight. 13 is a little wider than standard spotlights. They tend to be around the 9s and 10s, so 13 is a little bit wider, but still, it's still just as practical. And that basically means that you can focus on one thing in particular without blinding people around you. Multifunction, so yeah, so you've got 100%, you've got 50%, so it's like half power function, and then SOS, color temperature and whatnot. Yeah, that's burn time 1 hour and a quarter, so 1 1/4 hours, so that's plenty, and that's on full. So it comes in this kind of EVA type sort of semi-rigid case, which is very nice. You can repurpose that if you so wish. Or you could just use it to keep your torch nice and safe. On the inside, so first of all, book of words, the usual sort of paperwork. You've got a lanyard, standard wrist lanyard. You've got a recharging USB cable. This is one of those sort of micro USB cables. You get a spare O-ring gasket. I imagine that's a spare. I can't imagine it doesn't come with it fitted. So don't try and fit that unless you need to. Lithium-ion rechargeable battery. This is a standard 26650 battery, and then you get the torch itself. The foam padding comes out, so yes, you can definitely repurpose that case should you so wish. So first of all, I'm going to put the battery in. So the back's going to unscrew. And as you can see, we have a two-section sort of battery compartment. So the first one is so that you can have the battery in place and charge it up whilst it's inside the torch. So you plug it in, there's a small sort of LED light just outside that, and that will be a battery level indicator. The cap is attached by bungee. This is... I can't imagine, oh, maybe it is a little bit waterproof. There must be a seal on there somewhere, but basically don't go in the water like this. That further section will unscrew, and that's where the battery goes in. Positive first. Screw that in, just so that we can turn it on, and you can see the power of the torch. And then screw that in, and then this last section here is your sort of O-ring sealing gaskets just next to the screw thread. Okay, so now the battery's in, I'm just going to go over the overall sort of body of the torch. Anodized aluminium, so it's pretty light, but it's nice and strong and corrosion resistant. Anodized aluminium can't rust. We've got a big section here for a lanyard loop or a bolt snap to tie that onto. Nice, big and chunky. The overall sort of hand size is decent. It's quite a chunky torch, but it's pretty powerful, and because of that big battery, it needs to be a decent size. Button user interface, single button. Around that, you've got this section. You'll have a little coloured LED underneath that, and that will give you the sort of the battery time remaining. And then you get a single LED on the front. Okay, so I'm just going to turn it on, press the button, and it comes straight on. Press it again, it dials down to 50%, and then press it again, it goes to SOS strobe. So on, if I just show you, it's a fairly tight kind of spotlight. You've got a bit of a corona around it. So it's that kind of multi-purpose torch. You can focus on one thing, but it's actually illuminating everything so you can see where you're going. And if you can see just around the button there, it's glowing green. So that's the LED on the inside, basically telling you that the battery itself is fine, it's fully charged, and then that will turn to amber and red, I imagine, as it goes down. Switching off, press the button again, very, very quick and easy. So all in all, yeah, I really like the torch for all kind of things. It's a little bit bright for me on just a night dive in the Red Sea, but you got 50%, and you can always cover it. I tend to, on powerful torches, I just cover it with my fingers and only kind of let a little bit of light out. But yeah, a brighter torch will help you get seen at night if you're kind of lost on the surface. So yeah, decent size, very, very powerful. It's rechargeable inside the torch with a sort of standard USB, so the same as your smartphone and your tablet, so you don't need all these different chargers. Comes in a decent box. It's really ticking all the boxes for me. This is the Tovatec 3500S. Thanks for watching. Safe diving. We are an online dive store serving the UK and the world for all your diving equipment needs. So why not visit us at simplyscuba.com or click the box on your screen.